Hello and welcome, I'm Zach Survivor. This is a video dedicated to the farming guide, how to level up and how to farm vegetables in Project Zomboid. First, let's go with the leveling, because it's short and simple. To level up, you will need to successfully harvest your crops. Everything else does not give XP. The benefits you get for having a farming skill is that you get to see more information about your crops, including, but not limited to, hydration level, growth phase, time left to reach the next growth phase, potential diseases types, and plant infection levels for the diseases. So let's get started. Why would you farm? Well, farming is the hardest way of obtaining food naturally. Other natural ways of obtaining food are foraging, trapping, and fishing. But farming is the most rewarding way of obtaining food, because you will get tons of food upon harvest. No other natural ways give you vegetables. Trapping gives you game meat, fishing gives you fish, and foraging gives you eggs and berries, which are considered fruit. Natural way of obtaining food will not put you in danger, except if you do it in a dangerous area. That brings us to the topic of how do you defend your garden? Because of course, we don't want zombies attacking us or walking around the garden damaging the crops. If you're close to the city, maybe you should build walls around it, or you can build a farm on a second-story building. But remember, your crops need sunlight to grow, so make sure to put them on a roof. But wait, how do you do this? There's no dirt on the second-story building, right? Well, there's a way to do this. All you need is a sack and a shovel. Grab some dirt and take it on your roof. Then pour out the dirt where you wish to have your garden. I don't usually do this. What I like to do is find a place where I don't need to worry about zombies, somewhere far away in the countryside. So how do we start farming? First, we need something to dig with. Your hands are not good enough because you will injure them. You can use a trowel, shovel, snow shovel, and garden fork. Next are seeds. There are 7 seeds in the game: radish, tomato, potato, carrot, cabbage, broccoli, and strawberry. All of these have different pros and cons. But out of all of the seeds by stats combined, best are carrots and potatoes, and worst are broccoli and radish. But that's just my personal opinion. And last but not least, a water source. You can use any water container, but best are buckets or cooking pots. Rain also waters your crops really well, and plants can use tainted water, so if you're close to a lake or have rain collector barrels, don't waste your clean water. All plants have minimum water, but 2 vegetables have maximum water as well. These are carrots and radishes. To plant your crops, you will need to dig with your tool and make some plowed land. Now, grab your seeds and open your packet. Once you've done that, right-click on the land and select Sow Seed. Make sure you put your seeds in your main inventory. Now, you must water your plant. You can right-click on your plant and select Info. This will provide you everything you need to know about your plant. Your farming skill is probably really low and you don't see anything. But if you level up, this whole panel will be visible, and eventually it will be easier to maintain your crops. Right now, you can only see the water levels, but don't worry, this is enough for now. Make sure your crops are well watered, and then you have to wait. If you have more seeds, then maybe it will be a nice idea to plant some more. When doing this, make sure your next plot is distant from your previous one by 2 tiles. This will prevent spread of farming diseases. So as your plants grow, you will notice that there are more phases of growth. These are seedling, young, fully grown, ready to harvest, and seed bearing. The difference between the ready to harvest and seed bearing phase is that seed bearing gives you more seeds and less vegetables upon harvest. This is great if you wish to seed more plants of the same type later on. Now, you probably know that there is a fertilizer in the game. This skips 20 hours of your plant's growth. But if used 4 to 5 times, it will destroy your plants, so don't overuse it. You can also make your own fertilizer by making a composter. You will need carpentry too to build it. To use the composter, you must put non-protein rotten food in it, and after a few weeks it will produce compost. If you have a sack in your inventory, you can right click and take the compost and fill your sack. So if your food supplies rot, don't throw them away, but instead use them for fertilizing. But not everything is all fine and dandy. Your crops are threatened by two things: zombies and plant diseases. The zombies can walk over your crops and damage them. You must protect your garden. If they do make their way in, lure them out and then deal with them, or else the blood will get on your crops and quickly and heavily damage your plants. The other threat is the plant disease. There are 3 diseases and only 2 are curable. These diseases will slow the growth of your plants, possibly kill them, and or cause them to produce a smaller harvest than normal. You can fight against these diseases with sprays. There's a farming magazine that teaches you how to craft these. These 3 diseases are mildew, pest flies, and the notorious devil's water fungi. Mildew and pest flies can infect your plants over time and then spread around your garden if you don't distance them. Strawberries are known to be most vulnerable to diseases. Devil's water fungi will appear if mildew and insects have already infected your plant and spread to other plants, even healthy ones. So do not let them get infected and you won't have issues with it. So what do these diseases do? Mildew will cause your plants to mature more slowly. Pest flies will cause your plants to consume more water, and so they will dry out more quickly. The devil's water fungi will cause your plants to give smaller yields upon harvest. To cure these diseases, you will have to level up your farming skill to spot them. After you spotted your infection, you must make the before mentioned sprays and use them on your plant. The mildew spray is made by milk, and pest flies are made with cigarettes. Devil's water fungi can only be cured by removing the plant and preventing further infections. Your plant also has health, as you might have noticed. The more farming skill you have, the more initial health your plant is going to have upon planting. The health increases over time, except if it's infected by a disease or affected by low water levels. Radishes and carrots have maximum water levels, so they will lose health if overwatered. So that concludes our guide on farming, and now it's time for the tip of the video. Farming alone will not provide you enough good food. You must either scavenge, fish, or trap to get more nutrition. Eating only vegetables will quickly make you lose weight, which is not good because, as we all know, underweight characters are more prone to injuries. And if it goes out of control, your character will lose strength and have health issues. Hope you learned something new from this guide. If you wish to learn more, I will leave a link of the Project Zomboid wiki in the description below, where you can see the full textual farming guide. Thank you all for your support and have a good one.